Chairman said, all protocols observed. I'm so glad to be here. I had to leave a lot of things to come here. I left a sick wife at home. I had to put an infusion on before coming because I hold this meeting very dearly. I don't know if there is any Otokutu man here or a Bronto man here that has arranged this meeting. There was a plane that was flying and the cabin crew announced that there was a woman in labor. And they hurriedly went to look at the manifest and saw one Dr. Smith. Said, thank God we have a doctor in the aircraft. And they went to meet the man that we have a woman in labor. Please come and take the delivery. The man said that he's a doctor of letters. How can you set me up? You brought Dr. Sam Amadi, brought a senior advocate, brought all the lawyers, then you came to put me among reasonable people. I suspect that because you are from Erimukuwari and you have never been very good to a front of people, that's why you decided to set me up. But I thank God I prepared for today. When companies and governments were inviting me to speak, to give lectures, when they just turn, they will just look at my qualification and they will only see MBBS Ibadan. This is 40 years I've left medical school. I decided to go and read the social sciences. So at the age of 56, I went to read the master's in public admin through the encouragement of his younger brother. And at 58, I graduated with a master's. I made 10 days the best graduating student in that country. So at least I have some little inkling into what to say. Is constitutional amendment a panacea to Nigerian problems? You will decide at the end. Leo Longanesi said that if you have two idiots, if you have one idiot, you have an idiot. If you have two idiots, then you have two idiots. But if you have 10,000 idiots, you have a political party. Idiots are not necessarily foolish people. Politicians don't look at me like that. You can't do me anything. People wonder why I say the things I say. I'm 65. In Yoruba language, say, 65, there's nothing I'm looking for. I can't give orgasm anymore. I'm a 2-minute man. So if you want to kill me. I will just say the truth, and if you like. I came here with my lawyer, because people like us, like very bad man, when he was going to the National Assembly, he went with his lawyer. He went with his native doctor, I came with my pastor. So I came 45. So I was talking about 10,000 idiots becoming a political party. Idiots are not stupid people. According to the Greek philosophy of politics, said that in every nation there are 3 types of people: idiots, tribesmen, and citizens. Who are idiots? Idiots are people who do not care about their actions, the consequences of their actions on humanity and society. They'll just take banana and throw away. They can make noise, they can do anything. I don't cross lawns because I don't want to kill the grass. I was trained like that at Government College in Ugili. I don't cross lawns. I don't drive against traffic. There's a technical place there where you're coming from, Commissioner Road or something like that. I didn't know the things, so I drove wrongly. And a policeman arrested me. I told him, Dr. Apoki, I don't drive against traffic. This is a mistake. He looked at me and said, you are a gentleman, please go. I don't drive against traffic. I run schools. And you dare not do exam malpractice in my school. You dare not. And they said I will not do well. But people queue to admit students in my school because the average Nigerian is still interested in what is good. You see, I asked my senior son, what is Miesner's gland? He didn't know. In medical school, I told him, you will kill me in old age. I took him from year 4 to year 2. Today is an orthopedic surgeon in Germany. My daughter that manages my school did exam malpractice in BIU. She allowed somebody to spy her. And I said, you are very intelligent. You will write JAM again. I took her from year 3 to write JAM again. Because I am a product of sound education. I'm a product of a disciplined society. And the reason I do what I do in this country, I owe this country. So, idiots. Then we have tribesmen. Tribesmen are those who do things based on the fact that they have an affiliation, either tribal affiliation, religious affiliation, political affiliation, or tribal affiliation. I have whipped many prominent Nigerians recently, ranging from Wole Soyinka to others. They called me from the Coven. They called me from Devil's Coven in Enugu, one of the oldest pirates in this country, and said that you whipped our Oga. I said, yes, I did. Say you were right. That is a citizen. He said, Baba goofed. That is a citizen. So the problem in this country is that some people's criminals are angels, other people's criminals are demons, based on whether they are your tribesmen or from your political class or from whatever association. For this nation to change, we must have laws that deal with people when they fall short of expectation, irrespective of political parties. Like the example you gave of the Republican electoral officer in Georgia also that refused to toe the line of Donald Trump, it's because that person is a citizen. She's not an idiot. And she knows that there will be punishment. There's one man called Blegovich, the former governor of Barack Obama's state, Illinois. He sold Barack Obama's seat. They jailed him so that no other person will try. In this country, where criminality and misbehavior is not punished, no matter the constitutional amendment you make, nothing will happen. I told you I run a school, and if you fail mathematics, you fail English, we don't promote you. And a child failed, went to call his father. The father wore a mighty regalia, came to meet me in the school, that I should promote the daughter. I said, King, if this child becomes a doctor tomorrow, she will kill me in old age. So I must insist that she passes mathematics and English before I promote her. Whether you take them away or not, I don't care. So then the next thing is tribesmen. How do we change tribesmen? Okay, I talked about citizens. Tribesmen will need reorientation and re-education. The problem with Nigerians is that they are stone deaf to learning. When you're talking to a Nigerian, it will give you comparative stupidity. Like I said, you said, what of the contract? The one of the Ageli did in Ndokwa. Comparative stupidity. Stupidity is not comparative. Stupidity is stupidity. And it should be called stupidity. So, you must reorientate people. Tell them that poverty does not belong to APC or PDP. That poverty is not in. Peter Obi was saying it, no person listened. He said you won't buy bread separately in the mosque or separately in the church. And one man in Lagos, commissioner in charge of gutters, Ibokwe, was talking about that. A few days back, he's complaining that his wife went to buy rice, 100,000 naira a bag. Rice does not know APC or PDP. We should have listened to Peter Obi when he was saying that this economy and this country will affect all of us. But you see, to combat a Nigerian from his health position is very difficult, particularly in a religious setting like us. I'm an ordained clergyman, but religion is an assassin of the intellect, makes people stupid. Prayer is the key, prayer is the key, prayer is the master key. Jesus started with prayer and ended with prayer. You are an idiot. He didn't start with prayer, he didn't end with prayer. Jesus started with responsibility and identification of purpose. Don't you know I should be about my Father's business? And he grew in stature and wisdom and obtained favor from God and man. That's why the average African Christian is an irresponsible person, parasitic on God. If you see where prayers are heaped in heaven, Africa has the biggest warehouse. If you go to where patents are registered in heaven, you won't see anyone. If you shout the loudest amen, you get the biggest miracle. Are you mad? How do deaf and dumb people get healed? And you will see professors don't look like that. You will see professors and lawyers, even senior advocates, shouting the loudest. Somebody say, wow, wow. So it is one of the problems we have in this country is the ability to reorientate the mind of a Nigerian. Because Colin Powell said, no matter the plans, no matter everything, the human factor remains the most important factor. Pence, the vice president, on June 6th, could have supported Trump if he was a tribesman, but he was a citizen. What we need in this country is more of citizenship, that is, not by birth or whatever, by reorientation and putting Nigeria first before any other thing. And citizenship also, we've had CBD, community-based development. We have CDD, community-driven development. And when I was going to speak to Owologo Development Union, I came up with CID, community-initiated development. That is to say, if you come from a community and there are problems, you come from Nigeria, there are problems, provide a solution initiated by you to that question. We talk about tribalism. I'm not an Igbo man, but you must have seen several of my posts on why do you hate the Igbo man in his own country and all that. My children answer Igbo names. I did youth service in Igbo land. They were born there. So I want to practice national unity by making my children answer Igbo names. Am I talking to somebody? Now, I heard that girls in Ozoro, that they don't have sanitary towels to use. Some of these girls they're not going back to rags because sanitary towels and even tissue paper are very expensive. When I heard it, Salimo Wicks Foundation and us, we went and I raised money online. And then we heard that some of the girls, they sell snacks in the corridors of the university, sell recharge cards and whatever, just to train themselves. And I posted it on my YouTube channel that I wanted to raise money to give 50,000 each to each of the students to boost their business, because we found out that with 20,000, you can make 2,000 naira a day. So God helped me. A woman gave me 500,000. Somebody brought 100,000 from Japan. I added money to it, made it 1 million naira. And we were able to give 50,000 naira each to 20 undergraduates. I don't know them. So, like as you build the computer center, you are taking an initiative. We cannot start complaining about government. I'm from Efronto. I'm building a polytechnic there because I needed to build an institution, not in a book carrying type, that will raise people who will not look for jobs. They will become entrepreneurs immediately they graduate. That is my own contribution. But we see we have a nation. If you go to Marco Cipola's principle of stupidity, he said there are stupid people. Stupid people are those who cause harm without benefiting. And then there are intelligent people. Intelligent people contribute to society, and then they benefit from society. And then he said that there are bandits. Bandits are those who take from society and never contribute. Majority of Nigerians are bandits. We always want to take from society without contributing to society. Whatever I'm doing is because of what government did for me at Government College Ugeli. I was able to school with Ogobine's children, Rewane's children. I'm at FGC Warri. I went to FGC and Government College Ugeli. If not for government, I wouldn't be speaking to you. Because I grew up in Okere. I used to hawk firewood from Okere to Obaho. I would have been taller than this if not for the firewood I carried on my head. So we must start recently, and includes the church. The church in Nigeria is one of the most irresponsible institutions. They will pay tithes to us, pastors, give offerings to us, pastors, who will build schools. The members cannot attend. We'll build universities, our members can, don't look at me like that. I will flog your papa, you can't do me anything. I will whip him, you can't do me anything. What did happen? You see, you will take tithes from the people, you will build schools, the children of the members cannot attend. Am I talking to somebody here? You see, so the Baptist High School, Baptist High School, Baptist Hospital, Bishop Shanahan Memorial Hospital, DMGS Onitsha. It was the church that liberated Africa from darkness at its stage and provided social welfare. That brings me to the point of social justice. No matter the constitution, if there is no social justice, what is social justice? Let me use Wike's definition. That is, you give to these people, you give to these people, you give to these people. One musician said, if you fail to spread your riches to the poor will spread their poverty to you. So, social justice is giving to people a fair share of the national wealth. And unless there is social justice, I'm able to sit with you on this head table because education was relatively free. I could enter government college without knowing any person. I could go to FGC Warri without knowing any person. I could go to the College of Medicine without knowing any person. Can you get that today? No. My classmates are admirals, rear admirals. They could join the Navy without needing a letter from a general, a traditional ruler. A Tanzanian is first a Tanzanian before he's a Christian. He's first a Tanzanian before he's a Muslim. Because the Nyerere introduced a system that cared for them and he displayed frugality. But today, we have a form of government that is very, very anti-people. I'll quickly define politics according to David Easton. David Easton says that politics is authoritative allocation of resources. Harold Lanswell defined politics as who gets what, when, and how much. But in Nigeria, politics is too expensive and lucrative. Somebody calculated that for you to win 300,000 votes in Edo State, that you will need 3 billion to win those votes. Coincidentally, the Edo State, they invited me to speak in their town hall meeting, but I knew they were not listening to me. The money I charged them, God just wanted to bless me with that money. They still went and did whatever they wanted to do. Now, the average politician invests so much to lead and to be elected. And they are businessmen, so they will always want to get their money back. Unlike the obedient movement, the movement was owned by the people. They donated money. So we, the citizens of Nigeria, we don't own governance. The leadership do not owe us anything because we take wrappers from them, we take buckets from them, take mats from them, take salt from them, and for 4 years, your future is mortgaged. So when the man starts stealing, what do you expect him to do? Politics is too lucrative in Nigeria. It's a typical form of elite capture. Somebody used the word elite capture. I don't know whether it's you or Dr. Sam. At one time, they were changing cutleries with millions every year in Aso Rock and the vice presidential home. And I asked, is it disposable? I don't know if my facts are still correct. At one time, 360 million for cooking gas in Aso Rock. I asked them, do they eat elephant for breakfast? At one time, the budget for Aso Rock Clinic is more than the budget for all the teaching hospitals. And the president's wife, Buhari's wife, came up and said, there is no paracetamol in Aso Rock Clinic. So politics is too lucrative and creates opportunity for corruption and theft. And when a great percentage of our resources are spent on a few members of the iron law of the iron law of the oligarchy states that in every social society, there's a tendency to say it belongs to all of us, we the people. But eventually, only a very few members of the oligarchy will control a great percentage of the wealth, including us pastors. We tell our members if they sow seed, that they will be blessed. In fact, church is part of the problem of this country. You are in church on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. How can you progress? The shaking head, send down the Korea. How can we progress when professors shake their heads? And with the pastors are getting richer, the members are getting poorer. We are building big cathedrals, without building factories. And we want our members to pay tithe. Where will the tithe come from? Do you want constitutional amendment before you start behaving like the bishop of Nnewi Diocese? The bishop of Nnewi Diocese has established farms, established computer centers, established multi-million naira businesses. Anglican bishop of Nnewi Diocese, go and Google it. I have a witness here. Rice, they sell rice in the market lower than other people's rice. They sell yam, they sell vegetable. All these are our big prayer camps that are virtually useless throughout the year. If we practice agriculture there, the price of food will come down. You don't need president to do that. So, there are some things we must do. We must make sure that Nigeria practices a democracy that is unique to us. A Nigerian is too complex. A Nigerian politician will make a true prophet a liar. But it is too dangerous to concentrate power in the hand of one Nigerian. They want to do president general election in one village now. They are going to buy votes. And it will steal money, president general, in the local community. So it is too dangerous to leave power in the hand of one Nigerian. The 6 legs of this country must be strong. And I'm talking about the 6 geopolitical zones of this country. What must we do? I am particularly interested in the Igbo nation. They are the 6th richest tribe in the world, the 4th most traveled tribe in the world. They've contributed immensely into the development of this nation. They are virtually everywhere. If you search the moon very well, you see an Igbo man there. He ran there during the Civil War. Now, the point is that when we run a system, a social system that looks at one tribe as inferior because you defeated them in the Civil War and you had a policy of reconstruction and reconciliation, and it has not left your heart, this nation will not do well. IPOB and whatever agitations in the East can easily be settled. If you free Meiti Allah's leader, if you free Igboho, free Nnamdi Kanu, if you don't want to free him in Nigeria, sugarbanize him. You know the meaning of sugarbanization? Sugarbanization is the process of carrying your political enemy outside the boundaries of your country. That was what Shagari did to Sugaba. Carry Kanu Nnamdi Kanu, sugarbanize him, carry him with helicopter to Gambia, drop him with his British passport and money, then release a press release that he escaped from prison. He will remain a hero to his people, then sit at home with stop all the crises. Am I talking to somebody? Even the militancy in the East started with treating Fulani headsmen with kid gloves. You arrest a Fulani headsman for killing, you take him to the police station, they will release him the next day and come and shoot you. Doesn't work. So even the Boko Haram was because of extrajudicial killing of their leader. And then they went on rampage. Even El-Zazaki is a Shiite. The courts have freed him. You cannot now go and shoot Islamic movement of Nigeria, who are Shiite. Shiitism is a sect, not a single organization. You can't ban a sect. And when you shoot Shiite movements of Nigeria and they die, they will go and buy ammunition and kill policemen. So we initiate violence in this country. Let me tell you one thing about citizenship again. Do you know you have Nigeria police? You don't have Nigerian police. Started from the constabularies, the agents of exploitation and oppression, until the mind of the Nigeria policeman is changed to Nigerian police. He won't stop to oppress Nigerian citizens. You make him realize that he is a citizen first before wearing that uniform. It will surprise you to know that Nigeria got police before London. Because the Royal Niger Company wanted to oppress us. Now, I wrote here that we must satisfy all the aspirations of all segments of Nigeria through a single cycle of presidential election, particularly the Igbo nation. I advocate a 6-man presidential council with all the presidents elected from the different 6 geopolitical zones. I advocate that we should not have national parties. National parties is another form of internal colonization by a few minorities who feel that it is their birthright to always rule. That's why Gaduje can come up and say that I will be brothers, no vessel. That's why Gaduje can come up that we will use the template we used in Edo State in Ondo State. Now, what template did you use? What is Gaduje doing in Edo State? Ideally, if political parties are based on zones, don't come and campaign in Delta State, campaign in your area. You will find out that there will be an internal contest among them to always bring out their best to come to the presidential council of 6 men that will be rotated every 2 years. So you have a presidential spokesman that will come from the southwest, the southeast, south-south, north-central, north-west, and northeast. And in 12 years, instead of one man holding onto power for 8 years, 12 years, the 6 geopolitical zones will have ruled and they will arrive at decisions by consensus. One man would not have come to the public and said, subsidy is gone forever. It will have been deliberated by the presidential council and the decision will have been arrived because there will be moderation. Let's wait until Dangote refinery comes online. Let's wait until Port Harcourt refinery comes online. Let's wait until Kaduna refinery is working. Then we do a gradual phasing of the removal of subsidy. And then you will see that the sudden jolt in the economy wouldn't have taken place. Because Obi will have been in the presidential council, Ponkoso will have been there, another person will have been there, there will have been moderation. Even in my family, I discovered that with my wife, there was always contention. There's so much contention for the center. Don't mind me, I'm the only pastor that quarrels with his wife. Forget all these ones that stay with their wives in billboards. If those billboards can talk, you will see they will be shaking like that. So, when my wife has money, her muscles become strong because women don't know how to manage authority and wealth. When I say one, she will say two. I looked at this thing. I said, this is an Akbasa girl, I'm an Okere boy. Instead of me to this thing to end in divorce, let me create an ecosystem for her. So the scripture that says, your desire shall be for thy husband, is that your desire shall be to control your husband. Your wife is controlling. When you are driving, you will say, slow down, slow. You know they do you. My wife, they match break for your own side. He wants to control what I will wear. I did a video on how I escaped from my wife's brazier. If I didn't do that, my wife will have put me in her brazier and be giving me breast to suck, kiss me. So I created an ecosystem for her, left the schools for her to exercise her authority, dominion, left buildings for her. And I created my own ecosystem. We come together and pool resources and move the family forward. So if we decentralize power, and we have this presidency from 6 geopolitical zones, and then one zone cannot superintend upon the other zone, we will live harmoniously without this fear of suspicion and domination. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody here. And there's something that we will avoid. We will avoid what happened in Buhari's time of Fulanization of the executive. It was like a family affair. And what is happening now, Tinubu and his Lagos City boys. So no national parties, all parties and campaigns should be limited to the zones to reduce costs, and the best will be brought forward by each region. And a non-performing president can be withdrawn by his people. The cost will be reduced drastically, and then the next thing is that each president will have a minister under him. The following portfolios I have suggested: external affairs, defense, internal affairs, works, finances, petroleum and mineral resources. So one man cannot just corner the juicy portfolios and the sensitive portfolios to his cronies. It won't work. Each person will have the responsibility of bringing people into the cabinet. And then we'll find out that we'll bring in the best. I will scrap the Senate. The percentage of money spent on senators, spent on the legislative arm and the executive arm, is a great percentage of our annual budget. If we can scrap the Senate, Imagine Akpabio was senator, became governor, now he's a senator again, and they receive pensions. Some of these state pensions, they will give you cars, give you houses in Abuja. We can't afford that in the poverty capital of the world, where we have the open defecation capital of the world, where children sit down on the floor in order to Jeremy to rent. Can't afford that. We must make politics less lucrative vis-a-vis the level of poverty we have in our society. Can't be buying yachts. It's sending money to the office of the first lady that is not elected. Buying presidential jets in a poor economy where people are begging for food now, going to the dustbin. So I will scrap the Senate. It's not a retirement home. I will leave the House of Reps. I will remove immunity from governors because immunity leads to impunity. You can't give a Nigerian at the level of sub-national governance immunity from what? If you commit a crime, we kill you, baby. I will scrap the security vote. Security vote started from military era of pocket money. Pocket money, it was pocket money. There are state governors that get 2 billion naira every month, 24 billion in a year. So do you know, probably you know what a billion is? If you spend 30,000 every day, it will take you 300 years plus to spend a billion. Then one man, because he won an election, will give him 2 billion every year. He will have 24 billion in a year. Then he will have times 4, 96 billion. Times 2 years, 112 billion. For doing what? For constructing roads that you use crayon to paint. For doing what? I want somebody to answer me. That's 100 and something billion is the budget of Lesotho. The budget of some countries. We can't afford that. Scrap the security, but use it to equip the police. All this Boko Haram, look at Ukraine. Ukraine is no longer flying to canal jets. They use drones. How can you kidnap 200 students and carry them? How many Hilux buses did you use? How many coastal buses did you use? You carry them from one state to another state. The drone cannot track them. We are not serious. We are not serious. The problems of Nigeria can be solved very quickly with serious-minded people. But we've never had serious-minded people rule us. Look at Buhari went to visit Gowon in London. Gowon that mismanaged opportunities, said money is not a problem, how to spend it. Then he came with Wayo prayer down and down. Don't look at me like that. Then Buhari now ran and visited him. So you destroy our country, then you go to another person's country that has been properly built. Only God will punish people in this country. So I'm angry. So the next thing is that scrap state electoral reward system for puppets. Scrap it. If INEC can conduct election for House of Assembly members that are just a few wards, they can conduct elections for local government, conduct elections for councillors, and then allow state parties. Parties do not need to be national. You can have state parties and individual independent candidates in the local government areas. Create state police. Create state police, but let the federal police be. These are just raw materials that can be deliberated upon. I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki.
Please, another round of applause for Dr. Charles Apoki. We are not surprised the way he went. We are used to Dr. Charles. If you don't know him, please straight time and watch out for Dr. Charles Apoki. Thank you once again, Dr. Charles. We are really indeed happy to have you here.